Zooey Mama. I'm here today to talk about the top 5 worst cards in the game. These cards absolutely suck and you should not be playing them unless you're doing it for the memes or you're purposely trying to lose rank, okay? These cards just have bad win rates and negative cube gain rates. So if you play these cards, you're more likely to just lose cubes and lower your ranks, and that's not very good, okay? And I've even got some numbers, some hard, cold data to back up these top 5 cards and why they are just so bad to be playing. So let's get into it. So at number 5, we've got Colossus, okay? He is the 5th worst card in the game. He's very much an early game card. You get him right away, you play him with some ongoing decks, and then once you get some more cards, you unlock them, he gets replaced, right? He's no longer needed. You really have no reason to play him, except for right now he does have this, X-Men bonus, power advantage, but he's just not good. He doesn't add enough for like Spectrum ongoing decks. His ability that he can't be destroyed, moved, or have the power reduced, it just doesn't matter. A lot of locations that kill your card happen when you play a card there. So you can just play a card like Jeff or Vision in a different lane and move them over. And those cards also just have other uses. And then we've got cards like Armor and Kyera or Luke Cage who just give global protection. So you really have no good reason to be playing Colossus. Now, decks that run Colossus have a 31% win rate. Okay, so if you have Colossus in your deck, you're going to win less than 1/3 of your games. And that sucks. Colossus himself, when played in a deck, has a 36% win rate, so a little bit higher, but a minus 0.01 cube rate. Okay, he almost goes even on cubes when played, but sadly, he's in the negative. You shouldn't be playing Colossus. At number 4, we've got Leader. And this is a bit of a sad sight. I started playing Marvel Snap in November of 2022. And 1 month later, when we had the Silver Surfer season and Surfer was giving +3 power to all cards, all 3-cost cards, and everybody was playing it, Leech Leader decks just blew up. Okay, because you were leeching your opponent's Surfer combos, you were playing Leader to copy their combos, but better because he would copy all cards. And Second Dinner nerfed him into the ground, and then they kind of gave him a small buff, but he is horrible, okay? He is simply bad. How the mighty have fallen. Now, what's interesting about Leader is that decks with him aren't the worst, okay? Decks that have Leader in them have just under a 50% win rate, and that's the highest of all the cards in my video. So he's in good decks, okay? And when drawn, it's still under a 50% win rate, but when played, your win rate drops down to 47%, okay? So if you have a deck with Leader in it, you're gonna win about 50% of the time, but if you play Leader, it drops down to 47. Okay, he hurts your chances of winning. He is simply not good. He's better when he's kept in hand, which is horrible for a card that seems like it's meant to be played. And games where you do play Leader, you have an average cube rate of negative 0.06. So you put Leader in your deck, keep him in hand, because if you start playing him, he'll lose you some cubes. At number 3, we've got Agatha Harkness. Now, when you unlock Agatha somewhere in Series 3, you're probably like, wow, this card is just meant for the memes. It's not meant to be good. This is the worst card in the game. So maybe it's kind of impressive that Agatha is only number 3 on this list. Because according to snap.fan, looking at all games with collection levels 3,000 and up players, decks with Agatha have a 45% win rate, okay? Decks where she's in and where she's drawn, because she always draws herself at the start of the game. And actually, if you manage to play Agatha, the win rate goes positive. If you play Agatha, the win rate jumps up from 45 to just under 51%. So if you manage to play her, you're gonna win a little bit more than half of your games, but she still does have a negative cube rate at 0.12, because, well, if your opponent snaps on you early, you're probably hoping you can play Agatha later and that will catch you up, and then sometimes it doesn't. So she's really just at a big disadvantage when it comes to snapping and being able to snap on your opponents early, because it's hard for you to snap if you're not sure if you can actually get rid of Agatha. At number 2, we've got Martyr. Now, what's interesting about Martyr is her ability literally tells us that she's going to go lose you the game. So the fact that she makes it to number 2, she has a very accurate ability. I mean, it does what it says. It will lose you the game, okay? So in fact, it's very impressive. And again, there's still one card ahead of Martyr and ahead of Agatha, which does not say good things about this next card. But for Martyr, decks with her have about a 38% win rate. Goes up to 39 when drawn, and if you play Martyr, it's almost at 40. Okay, so games where you actually play Martyr, she doesn't screw you over all the time, just some of the time, maybe 60% of the time. But that will result in a negative 0.21 cube rate, and that's likely because you're afraid of Martyr moving. Okay, if you're afraid of her moving, you might just lose some cubes, or maybe you snapped early thinking you're way ahead, and then she loses you the game and you forgot that she would move. Either way, Martyr does what she says she does. She says she will lose you the game, and it turns out that she is pretty darn good at losing people the game. And for the worst card in Marvel Snap, it is Uatu the Watcher by a mile. He is so bad. Decks that he is in have such horrible win rates, average cube gain rates. I mean, it's awful. Okay, and what feels really bad is Second Dinner tried to change him a bit recently. I mean, they gave him a small buff. It made it so he didn't need to be in your hand. He could be in your deck, but then he only looks at the right location, and it's just not worth it. Okay, now he is an early game card. You do unlock him very early, whereas a card like Martyr is a Series 4 card, which kind of sucks if you spent tokens or spotlight keys on her. And Agatha and Leader are Series 3 cards, okay? So we'll give Uatu a bit of a break there. But his numbers are just absolutely abysmal. Decks with Uatu have a 20% win rate. 20%, that's 1 in 5, and that sucks, okay? He is so bad. His win rate when played goes down just ever so slightly, but still right at the 20% mark. And the average cube rate is negative 0.64. Okay, so you're losing a little over half a cube on average every game when you're playing a deck that has Uatu in it. So Uatu is the Watcher, but if you're trying to climb the ranks and win some games, you should just let Uatu watch from your collection and never in one of your decks, because he is absolutely horrible. F tier. Second Dinner, please buff him some more. Please show our guy some love. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it fun and interesting. I am going to be continuing my top 5 series, so please subscribe if you have not already for more. And big thanks to snap.fan. All of the numbers I gave in today's video were from snap.fan, looking at games in ranked mode from players with collection level of 3,000 or higher. So they helped me determine what the top 5 worst cards in Marvel Snap are. So let me know what you think of these cards, and if you actually like any of them and play them regularly and are able to beat the odds, beat the statistics, and actually get wins with these horribly bad cards. And until then, stay positive. I'll see you next time.